Good morning, this is Jennifer Barrera. Today I will talk about the continual subject matter of insult. Myself, I find that in every personal decision that I make, a person mustn't compromise or they mustn't sacrifice when they mustn't. As I said, compromise is when you don't want something, you don't like something. People compromise when they want to strive or they like something. The same applies for sexuality. Many are odd people that in some casts get bother the sexuality of others, and some, in my case, I can say that some people did bother. I can state on my brother who repeatedly told myself that I made no earnings or that I didn't have a boyfriend, so that's why I didn't feel good. In reality, I was making a lot of money. People have to give me my money. And also, I was starting to date and be in a healthy position or see what is best for me. As I believe, and I truly do believe this, I don't believe a brother has to always be there. I don't believe that I need his friends to always be there also. Some people have their girlfriends, and their girlfriends had problems with the sister. Always remember that when a girlfriend had a problem with the sister, and this is what I'm using, their mentality. It doesn't mean that it's a wrong mindset, but some girls get a bit scared. They're like, what if something would happen? Girls do think that way, some of them. So I'm going along that line. So if you understand that, they mustn't bother. The brother, her girlfriend, the girlfriend, any mindset, any fear, any way she sees the world, anything she happened when she was young, trauma, anything. Some don't understand when a woman says that she needs love or that she wants sex without her family. Or any bothersome in that. This seems rather simple to understand. Jennifer doesn't need to be hiding. And that's against the law. A lot of people have the rights or they have their own living and development, and that is legal. It is odd that a woman must masturbate herself, or some people imagine that. There's people that really go to that extent, right? And that's something that can occur indeed, but no one says you're masturbating without seeking love or seeking their own life, right? For me, it's uncomfortable. Is it a dishonor that I have to say this? It appears a bit odd, but then it appears a bit normal. If a woman is a woman, she has her moments, so it doesn't make sense that people cannot acknowledge. Doctors fail in that. If you're bothering somebody, then you know you're not making sense and practical medical development for yourself and for the person whom you're not letting live. All of these mention, and often you can send them back when they were teenager, many of them, and they wanted their freedom. Many of them don't care about any specific, and they're just like, everybody bothers me, and that's how they want to proceed. So if you don't understand that after 20, 30, and 40 years, then we do see that that has occurred, right? There's a flaw. It is a bit odd, as I said. Then, a lot of people that do study in schools, a lot of people can recognize themselves. Whether you work in public, whether you don't work, or whether you really don't want to be part of a group. Even not wanting to be part of a group is a statement. You have to understand that some people are that way. Some people want to live in other countries. Some people know people in other countries and that's what they like. Some wealthy people develop that way. That's whom they are. Some people don't want to be with specific names. Why would I have to be with them? A lot of people, they have to question, they're like, what does that mean? I don't understand. What does it mean? Why are they even there? And you think they're like all scars, right? They have scars on their face or in their souls. And truthfully, you see a lot of them and they're like, no, I don't understand. Sorry, my mind had something else truly working. So we're all like, yeah, no, it doesn't work. You bothered me, right? A lot of people can proceed in that direction. You bother, kindly follow the law, as I said. So a lot of people can recognize among schools how we place ourselves. So a lot of people could be like, oh yeah, if you're a doctor, they'd be like, yeah, it's supposed to be all nice. If you're a doctor and you're not married, don't oblige others. You're the one not married. Some of us had a relation. Maybe they're going to another, or maybe something happened, but it's not your story. So you did bother. So kindly, as doctors, you have to recognize that. You have to understand that in life, you can't always tell others what to do. You can encourage good if you're talking about a marriage, but you cannot and you can't oblige no one. There's people that are going to lie and they make stories that way, and some stories are funny. I wish I could say some stories when you're like, wow, they're really not even true, those stories. Doctors have to be like mesmerized. They're like, oh my God, why are we passing a system? Is there somebody who went? What happened? Those moments have occurred. Then you have other moments where people really they're working and they have to acknowledge other people's life, and you have to understand that if you're not part of their lives, you can't oblige them. There's a good law and boundary where you're trying to make them understand, or whomever you try to make achieve something, but then you have to let go. And then there's other different regulation or different methods that different doctors, if it's your daughter, it's very different. But even daughters, some daughters, they're not going to go specifically that direction. So it's supposed to be very clear. And is it insulting? It's a matter. Some things are insulting, some aren't. It depends how you approach the subject and how you feel, or how people have made you feel. So it's always the same subject because it means that people can be well and at ease. There's something missing in their life and they can't see it. Is it simple just dating? For myself, my answer is like, no. Sometimes you don't want to sit and you don't want to have to listen to others. It has happened to me. Sometimes you want to listen too much. It has happened to me. You just want to be there and be so attentive, and they're like, maybe it's not worth it, right? So you have to really balance that. Sometimes things are nicer done than said. And some people, you can be in the area. I've been in cities where nobody interests me. It's hard. There are thousands of people, not much interest. And then you go and play the chessboard. This is the interest that I have. Now this is what I see that is very pertinent in life. Not that I'm dismissing others, because I'm not. It just means I'm not compatible with many specific people. Wishing people can understand that it doesn't mean people have to be insulting. Now, there's reason why things happen. Or there's no reason. People made it. You took the decision to say something. You took the decision to go one way, so the person has to react, or they... That can be said, and it almost feels like a theater. But in true life, it is also applicable. Right? So people have to understand that I'm not going to linger much more in this, but it's very simple. So once you understand it from that perspective, you don't have to be always deconstructing, the mind of others and trying to put it all together. Once it is that way, it's like, oh Lord, really? Okay, so if people do that, I won't. I'll take another direction. I'll take another plight, and I'll go. If you're Spanish, buenas tardes, mi nombre es Jennifer Barrera. Lo siento si no hablo mucho en español. Sin embargo, es obligación. En las tierras canadienses, o en los Estados Unidos, mejor dicho, en el país canadiense, la ley es inglés. La lengua universal es en inglés y no hay manera de cambiar esa ley. Sin embargo, para mí el español es una lengua excesivamente bonita. Mucha gente diría que es una lengua que es muy de raíz. Es una raíz excesivamente desarrollada en una dirección que uno anhela, una persona anhela aprender más. Sin embargo, voy a tener que parar pronto, los videos no son mucho ahorita en español. Espero que la gente entienda el inglés, porque siempre es mucho más simple para las personas si entienden inglés. Si no entienden, es mejor preguntar. Quizás en un momento los videos sean en español para que la gente entienda, pero ahorita por el momento no ha sido el caso. Espero que la gente pueda disfrutar de sus vidas. Espero que el español, la cultura, no solo en España, pero la cultura por sí, en cada país, también que tengan buen razonamiento. Las escuelas son diferentes, las costumbres son diferentes. Sin embargo, hay cosas que son bien bonitas en ciertos lugares. Canadá y los Estados Unidos tienen esa belleza, al menos yo siempre lo vi y espero conservarla toda mi vida. Espero en eso. Espero que la pasen bien. Thank you very much and have a good day. Thank you. Bye bye.